Hello dear YouTube viewers, today we will examine my Seiko SQ50 model watch with you. I bought this watch from a very close friend in 2010. Although I don't know the exact production year of this watch, I just found the model on sale in Italy that was allegedly made in 1995 while I was researching. It might have been produced in 1995, but I am not sure about that. Unfortunately, I don't know the exact year of production since there is no detail about which model was released in which year in which companies. But when I examined the watch, I saw different versions made in 1970, 1984, 1985 on a world famous website. These SQ50 models were now. We will briefly touch the history of Seiko. For more detailed information, please get information from seikowatches.com. For the first time, Kentaro Hattori opened his watch sales and repair shop in Ginza, Tokyo in 1881. In 1892, the number Seikosha was established and wall clocks began to be produced. In 1895, they produced the first pocket watch. In 1924, the first wristwatch was produced under the Seiko brand. In 1960, the first Grand Seiko was announced. In 1965, they introduced the first diving watch. In 1969, they introduced the first battery-powered watch that could be bought and used very, very cheaply. We call it a quartz movement, which said, "Wow, friend," to the Swiss who changed the world. Seiko Quartz Astron came on the market and they will never be the same again, especially for Swiss watchmakers. In 1973, they introduced the first 6-digit digital art. Of course, we know and follow Casio brand very well in digital watches, but in 1973, they introduced the first digital watch with 6 digits. In 1975, they introduced the first professional diver's watch that could go 600 meters deep. In 1983, they introduced the first Chronograph analog quartz watch, which is one of the watches on my wrist now. In 2012, they announced the world's first GPS solar watch, the Seiko Astron GPS solar watch. 2013 was the 100th anniversary of the Seiko name. In 2016, they introduced the Grand Seiko Spring Drive with 8 days of power reserve. Some of our brothers and big brothers adore sweet watches, but this watch is very robust watch. Our hands and feet tremble when we see a Swiss watch with 72 hours or 80 hours of a power reserve. But this is 8 days. I will say 8 days. Please evaluate it. In 2017, Grand Seiko completely separated and continues. It was a completely different brand. A new board of directors was established. As I just said, you can find more detailed information about Grand Seiko on seikowatches.com. Let's come to our watch. I said it was made in 2010. I was bought it 2010. We don't know the exact year of the production. I want to take a look at the general features with you. If you look the measurements, I always measure the widest part of it is 41.5 millimeters. If we try to measure only the diameter of the case like this, 40.1 millimeters. Let's measure again 39.9 millimeters, but let's say it is 40 millimeters. When we look at the two farthest points from horn to horn, lock to lock, it comes to 46.7 millimeters, and we look at the width, it is 9.6 millimeters. I think it is very ideal for a battery powered watch. So many features that I am going to explain. I think it was very good engineering to be able to do watch in very ideal white. I just changed it to battery of this watch, and I will put here the back view in a moment. When we came to the band of the watch, the band starts from 19.5 millimeters. When it goes down when it goes down to the lowest point is 17.7 millimeters. There is a very small thinness. The closing clip consists of three parts. It comes in a way and it closes from the edges there. It is completely mechanical, and there is a part where we can fine tune it. In this sense, it is easily fits my 19.5 centimeters wrist without the need to remove any links or parts from this watch. Again, there is a Seiko embroidery on the underside. Now it is already that much, but when we look at it, let me try to show like this. On the back side, it says 5 bar water resistance. 5 bar, it says 7T32 7E00. It says stainless steel plus base metal. It also says 7D2926 here. I think that's the serial number. I haven't changed the band since I got it, but it is a type of band that actually I don't like very much. It is not a completely coast cord that is crushed like this or compresses like this, but still, if we want, there is a directions on the back side. We can lengthen and shorten it from these parts here. Let's look at the features. When we look at it, we have a date function at 3 o'clock. Ring about it. There is a segment that counts the minutes, and right at 9 o'clock there is a segment that shows the seconds that normal clock is running. And that general big minute hand that you see is holding the chronograph tab, but I don't know why it is segment is there somewhere. Somehow this clock went off by itself between 7 and 8 o'clock, not 12 o'clock. There is a need in a repair for this that I don't understand. I didn't need to tamper with the clock for a repair for this because it's a function that I don't usually use, and there is an alarm at 6 o'clock, and the alarm was chiming sound. Look, it chimes like this. Right now we can set the alarm from here. Let's try to set it like this. Let's say 6.05. I hope I was able to set it. I don't usually use this feature also, but the alarm clock itself click itself for watts. It's probably a feature that consumes the battery extra, but I love this watch in general. It's a watch that I love to use, and I don't plan to separate it from my collection. It has 5 bar water resistance, but I will never go to the sea with that again, except I fall in an accident while the watch is on my wrist, but I will not consciously wear it go to the beach. It's the previous photos. There was a model where that 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60 was painted black, but it has been like since I bought this watch, it is only written as a hollow, and I have been keeping watch this way since 2010. I changed the batteries for the second time because I have notebook the watches that I change the battery. I always note down which battery I change on which date and keep track of how long the batteries last. And here, finally, let's try to look at the weight on our watch with you. Our watch weighs 109 grams. Let's try again. We look at 108, so we can call our watch 108 grams for 108 gram watch. I think it's very nice. It's very stylish watch with so many features and chronograph function. I use this watch under my shirts and I go to work my office. When I go to the office, I'm definitely not saying buy or not to buy. I'm not very fan of buying second-hand watches, but it is watch that I agreed because I didn't want to break a friend, and I have been using it since 2010. Also, see you my new videos.